Group details are stored in the etc group file. The first entry in the etc group file is the root group. Here's another sample entry from etc group. The format of the group file is as follows: group name, followed by password, followed by a GID or group ID, then a list of accounts that are members of that group. Like the password file, each field is separated by a colon. The group name is the human readable name that you will see when group information is displayed by commands such as ls. The password field is used for privileged groups, but that functionality is rarely ever used. When there is an X in this field, it means that shadow group passwords are being used. That information is stored in the etc shadow file. The GID is the group ID. It's simply a unique number which represents the group. The remaining field lists the members of the group separated by commas. You might have noticed that the root group did not contain a list of members. Remember that the etc password file specifies an account's default group. In the case of the root user, the default GID is 0. When an account's default GID is listed in the etc password file, that account is in that group even if it's not listed in the members field in the etc group file. To display the groups that a member belongs to, pass the username to the groups command. If you execute the groups command without supplying a username, then your group memberships are listed. To confirm that the root user is in fact part of the root group, we can run the command groups root. To create a group, use the group add command. The most commonly used option for the group add command is -g, which allows you to specify the GID. In this example, we are creating two groups. The first group will let the group command automatically select the GID. For the second group, we'll specify the GID. You can see that the web group received GID 1003. The DB group received GID 2500 since that's what we specified on the command line. To delete a group, simply pass the group name to the group del command. To delete the DB group, run group del space DB. To change the properties of an existing group, use the group mod command. To change the GID, use -g followed by the new GID. To change the name of the group, use -n followed by the new name of the group. In this example, we changed the GID of the web group from 1003 to 1234. Next, we changed the name from web to HTTP. In this demonstration, we're going to create a writers group, a TV group, and a movie group. Next, we're going to create some user accounts. All of these user accounts will belong to the writers groups, but only some of them will belong to the TV group, while the others will belong to the movie group. Let's create the writers group by using group add writers. We'll do the same thing with TV. And finally, movie. Now you can see that the last three entries in the etc group file are the three accounts we just created. You'll notice that the GID, or group IDs, are incremented by 1 automatically by the group add command. Let's go ahead and create the first of our users. We'll put the comment as the user's name. The primary group will be writers, so -g space writers. The additional group will be TV. We'll use -m to make sure the home directory gets created. And we'll specify a shell with -s. In this case, we'll give this user the bash shell. And then finally, we need to provide a username or login ID. So we'll use first initial last name in this example. Let's go ahead and create a password for this user. And let's see what groups this user is in. You can see that the user is in the writers and TV group, just like we specified in the user add command. Let's go ahead and add another user. We'll put him in the writers group as well. He is a TV writer, so we'll put him in the television group or TV group. Create his home directory and give him the bash shell as well. Okay, that looks good. Let's add another user. The additional group for this user will be movie. Okay, you can see that he is in the writers and movie group. Let's add one final writer. -G for the primary group, which is writers, -G for any additional groups, movie. Let's add this person to two groups. We'll add him to the movie and TV group. There, you can see that this user is in three groups. Now, if we look at the Etsy group file, and to type a 3 there, now we can see the list of members in the TV and movie groups. However, we do not see any users in the members list for writers, but we know that those users are in that group because when we type groups CQs, you can see that he's in the writers group. Well, if we search for that GID in the Etsy password file, we can confirm that each of these users' primary groups are 1002, which corresponds to the GID of the writers group. And that's why they are included in the writers group, even though their usernames are not listed in the Etsy group file. Account information is stored in the Etsy password and Etsy shadow files. In addition to a username, each account consists of a unique number called the UID, a default group, a comment, a home directory location, and a login shell. Accounts can be created with the user add command. To delete an account, use the userdel command. Modifying accounts can be accomplished by using the usermod command. Group information is stored in the Etsy group file. To create a group, use the group add command. You can delete groups by using the groupdel command. To update an existing group, use the groupmod command. To list group memberships for an account, use the groups command.